Recording started.
All right. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Free Association. Just a quick update, really. I'm just going to do 5, 6, 7 minutes, whatever it is. My plan to do daily music shows between now and Christmas is completely out the window. So that's not happening anymore. I missed a couple of days. I'm going to do a show tonight. I've already done one today. I've just started just after 12. Went on to half one, or nearly 2 o'clock thereabouts. But I think the afternoon shows are going to be more practical than evening shows over Christmas. So I'm going to do afternoon shows my time. So maybe 1 o'clock start, something like that, which would be, what's that, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 o'clock in the States on the East Coast, or 7 further in. So that's not too bad. It's a morning show. I can do a morning show on Podbean quite happily, and I'm not going to worry too much about the Hawk's Nest. I'm just going to stick to Podbean for the time being. I might just zap the show on the Hawk's Nest on Rev Radio, because I don't think there's very much interest over there anyway. So I can easily just zap it and do something else, but keep the Podbean version, because I do have an audience on Podbean, so that's a good thing. It's easier to build it up because it's a subscription that people can follow you on Podbean, so it's easier to build an audience than just on a radio website, basically, where you don't really know who's listening and you don't get very much feedback. So I prefer Podbean as a platform personally. I'll stick with the Saturday show on Revolution Radio, but I'll do everything else on Podbean from now on, I think. And whatever it is, so that means potentially the history show that I'm doing with Chris in the new year might end up just being on Podbean. We could start it on Podbean, see how it goes, and then if there's plenty of material and Chris wants to do it, we can set it up as a regular thing on Rev Radio later on. But yeah, Podbean definitely to begin with. It's a good place to prototype things, to kind of experiment with stuff as well. So it's easy. You can just jump on. I can just jump on, invite Chris on, and whatever Chris has got prepared, he can just jump on with as a topic or whatever, or I can bring something. If I'm going to start looking at alternative history, then there's plenty of material to bring. I shall investigate a few things myself and bring a few things to the table, just based on a week's research each. Can't be any more than that, because I don't have a week, man. I've got a week between shows. That's the amount of research time I've got, basically. I'm not going to make up 10 years of research time in the time between shows, so it has to be kind of superficial to begin with, and then circle back round and do more. That's the way it's got to be. So I'm just bringing naive questions to the table, basically, for that particular show. Well, it should be all right. Saturday afternoon, my time, 5 p.m. UK time, on Podbean initially. So now I've got that sorted out in my head. That makes it easier. And then we'll see how we go. If it becomes a regular thing, and Chris wants to do it as a regular thing at that time, then it will become a Revolution Radio show. But until it's established and we've got a system sorted out, I don't want to put additional stress on Chris or me. So once we've got a system worked out, I'll decide what I want to do with the show. But for the moment, it's going to be an alternative history show. I haven't got a title yet, but I think History Reimagined might be a good place to start. So I'm gonna put something in the schedule for the first Saturday in January, which is a week after New Year. So it'll be the 6th, I think. New Year's Day is a Sunday, so it'll be the 6th. I think it's the 6th of January. I should double check that and confirm it with Chris and see how we get on. So I'll start putting it on the schedule anyway. So it's going to be there in some form. Might be an hour and a half rather than 2 hours, or it might be hour and a quarter. Whatever it turns out to be is whatever it turns out to be ultimately. I'm not going to put any pressure on it and just let it be what it is. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again later.